Not talking unless y'all giving me land and 2,000 or more every week. You hear me?
I'm not talking unless y'all giving me likes, commenting, and subscribing. Period. You hear me? Or did you do it? Okay. Well, hey, bitch. It's Jami, that's me here, and we have to chat about Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, no, this is not the review, okay, but we are going to touch on some things, all right, because the ladies did get a chance to do a few interviews at their premiere party, and they had, they talked about a few things, and I want us to get into that more than anything, okay? I did get a chance to watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. I did check that out. Shout out to the patrons because that is available for you guys now, all right? Or at least by the time this video is uploaded, you may be watching or already have watched us discuss Real Housewives of Atlanta or whatnot, and that is available to the people on the $5 tier and up or whatnot. But y'all can slide over there if you want to get into it. I will get to the review when I get a chance to get to the review for Real Housewives of Atlanta. But real quick, I wanted us to touch on just a few things. Now, let me say this. Two things that I'm not really feeling about Real Housewives of Atlanta, and that is it seems like it's shot dark, like the gradient is different. It just seems like it's darker, and I don't really like that. I don't. It's something about it. And when they do like the little screens, before when they're introducing the next person, they do these little weird city screens with the name. I don't. I think that's tacky. In my personal, it's a bit tacky. All right. I understand they wanted to give us something much drastic and different than what we're used to, but it's teetering the lines to me, in my opinion, of a little bit of Love and Hip Hop ATL. So I don't know if you've borrowed some producers from over there and brought them over here or what. I'm not sure, but I don't really like it, but it looks like we're stuck with it. But okay, girl. Anywho, real quick, I do want us to talk about Porsha, Kelly, Phaedra, Kenya, Drew. We have to get into it. One thing I did like about this episode was how the ladies got right into it and just said some direct stuff, like right out the gate. Like, let me ask you a question, or let me say this, or let me say that. I did like that. All right. I wanted to bring up this quick thing where Neighborhood Talk is talking with Porsha Williams. All right. And they're asking her about Lisa. I'm sorry, not Lisa, but Kelly, bringing up Simon and her wanting to know how they met and stuff. Okay. So this is what Porsha had to say. Porsha says, I think her internet is slow. Like, she must still be on dial up because that is so old. All right. She was so delayed in trying to have a shock moment with that. I mean, I've been trending for 3 years. There have been children born, marriages, all kinds of celebrations since what she was trying to bring up. It's lacklusters. She's got to learn. She's new. Her shade was very dry. All right. So this is what Porsha is saying about Kelly, who pretty much brings up on camera how, Porsha ended up getting with Simon, or her taking, that lady's husband, or whatever the case is. Okay. And it's funny because Portia's not denying taking that lady's husband. So it's funny when we say she took that lady's husband, a lot of you guys are like, well, you can't take anybody's husband and this, that, and the other. Well, whatever you want to say, it did not look like a good situation when Porsha got herself into it. Okay. And I'm sure she's learning that hindsight or whatnot. But at the end of the day, it was a mess. It looked bad in my personal. All right. And she went on to be with that lady husband who was supposed to be her friend. Okay. And it's very interesting because she now wants her quote unquote friend to let her know when she's just filming with her ex. She wants somebody to notify her when she is just filming with the ex. Did you notify that lady? Okay. So that is crazy. I feel like what Kelly said, she was just being herself, saying what everybody else may have been too afraid to say, saying what everybody else may have been whispering about, and going to each other. Mariah, fucking and she was just like, girl, boo, 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 boo. It was a directness for me. And Porsha says that it was old. People have went on to get married, have babies, this and that. Girl, do not try to deflect just a little piece on what everybody else done went and did when the focus is on you right now and what you went and did. Okay. So that was a bit that was a bit funny. Okay. You want to come on back onto the show? You want to tell your truth? Well, Miss Kelly is trying to get the truth out of you. All right. So I ain't really seen nothing wrong with it. But of course, I'm not the person in the situation. Miss Porsha Williams is. So however she chooses to feel is totally up to her. But y'all let me know if you felt like Kelly was wrong. She was out of order. If you felt like, as Miss Porsha said, her internet must be slow. She must have dial up. Okay, so the stuff she's talking about is very old, honey. It's giving stale. It's very dry. Y'all let me know what y'all think about what Porsha had to say about that. All right. In the meantime, in between time, we did see Kenya Moore in the premiere, and Kenya came out with a few tweets. Okay, we're just gonna get into one real quick. And someone says that Kenya was still trending. All right. They said Miss Kenya Moore stays trending. And Kenya reposted that. And she says when they try to erase, but are the only ones trending. Okay. Y'all try to erase her, but she's the only one trending according to her. All right. Or at least according to Twitter. Ah, man, it's very bittersweet. I mean, it's good to see Kenya, I'll be honest, but it's like, wow, never would I have thought that I'd see the day that Kenya would come off as though she's a friend of the Housewives. Child, ain't that something? I feel like it's going to be a lot that we are going to get into when I do review the show. It's going to be a lot that we talk about. But were y'all excited to see Kenya, At one point, I thought she wasn't even going to be at the party because I was like, now, wait a minute. Now, where is Kenya? Is Kenya not a part of the first all-cast event or whatever? Like, what's going on with that? Like, who said that? What's up with that? Okay. And we ended up seeing her. So let me know your thoughts on that. In the meantime, I do want us to check out some audio from Miss Phaedra. And I do believe she may touch on Married to Medicine just a little bit. So let us listen to this interview here.
We did just see you on Married to Medicine. Yeah. You said you didn't like those types. I sure did. So what type of things here in Atlanta? These are housewives are the type of women that are confident. They're not haters. You know what I'm saying? Everybody stays in their own lane. They not jealous. They not mad that somebody working and getting a bag. So, and they like to have fun. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to be miserable. Especially not miserable and in medicine. Wow. Yeah. We did just see you on Married to Medicine.
Ooh, I'm just not trying to be miserable, especially when you miserable and in medicine.
You said you didn't like those types. I sure did. So what type of things here in Atlanta? These are housewives are the type of women that are confident. They're not haters. You know what I'm saying? Everybody stays in their own lane. They not jealous. They not mad that somebody working and getting a bag. So, and they like to have fun. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to be miserable. Especially not miserable and in medicine.
Child, I can't. I feel like y'all housewives can show a little piece of, you know what I'm saying, a little jealousy or whatever from time to time. I don't think anybody cares about each other getting the bag, though. Or worrying about their money too much. Y'all gonna have to remind me, but I do feel like the people not worried about the money too much, where you get your money from, this, that, and the other, count your pockets and all this and that. I don't think that has been a factor. And let me tell you what's also so funny when I think about this. So y'all remember when I believe Kenya Moore challenged Nene to donate to Detroit public schools or whatever it was, and I don't think Nene ever gave that donation. And nobody really brings it up a lot. People still go crazy. They still love and they support Nene and all of that. But when the ladies over on Married to Medicine tried to downplay Phaedra just a little bit because she was a high achiever, and then said that if y'all don't make all the money, I'll make the difference. I guess people didn't expect her to make the difference or whatever the case was, so everybody want to talk. But then as soon as Phaedra get her money, ain't nobody saying that. Why y'all ain't saying that now? Okay, and she gave way more than what Miss Nene was supposed to give over there to Michigan. Okay. But anywho, child, I guess it's different because, according to Phaedra, it's those type of bitches and then it be those type of fans too, child. But anywho, good luck to the good people. All right. Good luck to the good people. I see somebody made a comment saying this loyalty to Real Housewives of Atlanta is really wild when they put you on ice for years until Candy left. And they still didn't even ask you back for the start of the season. If Kenya wouldn't have got suspended, you still would be over the M2M crew. So please stop it. It's giving you a last resort. Well, I feel like she wasn't really a last resort. Maybe a last resort to Candy, right? Because yes, they did not Candy did not want to film or be a part of anything dealing with Phaedra, and it's completely understood, and Bravo honored and they respected that. So they did not have her back. However, they slowly started to show that they're going to be bringing her back by having her on girls trip. I think she may have did 2 different girls trip back to back. Then she went on to do Married to Medicine. Then she went on to do Traders. And at some point, they were going to bring her back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. Even if they probably would have ended up making a decision themselves saying, hey, Candy, we're going to move you from Real Housewives of Atlanta, but you know what? We'll give you this show over here. I think they were going to eventually make their way back to create a situation to where y'all put her on a show like Married to Medicine, knowing that she does not fit, means the network love, miss, and really do want to work with her. So although they may have put her on ice for years, it's not many of them that can come back and just get placed somewhere or start their own show or somebody. So obviously the network gotta have some liking towards you or whatnot. And I do recall that Phaedra was in conversation earlier on after Porsha secured her peach. They been said back in that March that Phaedra was being asked to join Real Housewives of Atlanta, but I guess she was trying to work it out and figure it out because she had just started filming the Married to Medicine and whatever the case was, right? So she was already a part of the conversation, but I don't think things had solidified because she was already filming Married to Medicine. And then once the situation happened with Kenya, Phaedra definitely was guaranteed to move over there. And I don't know, that could have been a part of the plan anyway, being that they did approach her shortly after, because I remember her name coming up shortly after they had already secured Porsha. So I do think that the goal was always to get her back to Real Housewives of Atlanta in some shape, way, or form. In my personal, but those are just my thoughts. But I'll let you guys leave your thoughts about all of that down below. But at the end of the day, I will say this. I do think RHOA does just make a better fit for Phaedra. Like, that's how we know her, Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think it just makes sense for her to be over there and not on no doggone Married to Medicine. I just don't think that was a smart move, but it worked for when it worked, and now it doesn't, and this is where we are. All right, so there's that. I think the only other thing that is just crazy is knowing that, to me, Phaedra was not there for a good part of the season. And then for her to be a part of the cast photo is a bit crazy. And I feel like that is the network trying to sock it to Kenya just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that is a bit messed up because y'all didn't have to have Phaedra be a part of that, like the cast photo, when she's only there for a little piece of time. Okay, girl. Good luck to the people. Next up, I do want us to get into Porsha and her speaking on Drew and the dentist situation of it all. So let us check this out.
So you said you felt like she owed you a courtesy to want to film with Denny. Do you feel like she should have reached out even though you guys aren't like a couple?
Well, it wasn't really about her reaching out to date him, like, at all. It was genuinely just her filming with him, that felt sneaky to me. Her dating him has nothing to do with me. If that's what they want to do, I wish them well.
So they date? Are you telling us that they date?
No.
Oh, okay.
I can't really confirm, deny, and I don't want to add to a rumor, but that's really genuinely his personal business.
Right.
It was just the filming behind my back that I didn't really like. I thought it was disrespectful, especially since she works for me or was working for me with me. At the end of the day, once you deal with something, you place somebody where you place them. Do you got to keep beating them down, or do they have to keep beating you? No. So I just think she made the unfortunate mistake of being unprofessional. If you're working with me and you decide to, put a photo shoot on the show, let me know. If you decide to film my eggs, you should let me know. Like, I'm sure she wanted to know if I was going to film her out. It's just a deal.
It's all about courtesy. We're supposed to be friends, right?
It's really genuinely just courtesy.
So when I hear this, I feel like, in my opinion, I think Porsha gives grace for them dating because she does know. I mean, clearly because of the dynamics and how things look and how things were with her getting with Simon. So and her supposedly forming or developing a friendship with Fallon at the time. So I feel like Porsha kind of like gave some grace to that. You know, like, well, I can't really judge her for doing that because I mean, I did it. Okay, that's the best thing for you to say. But y'all let me know. I don't really feel like Drew owed her an explanation or owed her to let her know, like, hey, I'll be filming with Dennis, this, that, and the other. I do think Drew owed her something. If you're filming for the show, a commercial for Go Naked. Like, that right there is that lady's business. And I don't think that was cool. You didn't even do all of that for your own business that you were promoting on the show. So why would you do that for her business? Like, yeah, that didn't make any sense. I do feel like Dennis could have told her that, you know, he's working with Drew, that he's filming with Drew, even though, Drew, you are primarily the cast member and Dennis is not. But I just feel like if there's no harm in it, then it's all good. And I feel like it also should be something that's understood. If you know that they are doing music together, then chances are she is going to film with him if a part of her storyline is covering her music. So you know that. So I don't know if you just want to create a beef with Drew or whatever it is, you know, but I guess I do kind of like how Porsha be answering her questions lately. She do answer it like she don't want no beef with nobody. But then you be wanting beef with somebody at the same time. But, you know, because she says something like, well, you know, I mean, once you place the person where you place them, I don't got to keep beating her down. She ain't got to keep beating me down. Like, it is what it is. I said what I said. It's giving one of those things where I don't want no drama. I don't want no drama. You know, I said what I said. I don't want no drama. But I ain't with that BITCH because she did it. So it's like, do you not want no drama? Child, we shall see. But anywho, that's what's going on with Drew. Porsha, the Dennis of it all. And yeah, y'all let me know y'all thoughts about it. Next up and last up, I do believe I want to just touch on what Drew had to say about that overall situation as well. So let's get into that.
And she said that she felt slighted that you wanted to film with Dennis without telling her. That never happened. Show me a receipt where I wanted to film with Dennis. I never wanted to film with Dennis. I never asked to film with Dennis. I think following my music story, you may have seen Dennis. You may have not, but it wasn't something that anyone planned. She knew I was working with Dennis. She was loving the music before cameras went up. She and I had a great conversation. We were supposed to hang out. She called me. So I was confused, still am, as to where the animosity, like, I have had love for Porsha. I have supported Porsha, and Porsha has supported me. I considered her a friend. So I really don't know where the energy was coming from. I still don't. And she said that she felt slighted, that still don't understand the beef. But let's be clear, I never did anything to Porsha. Never had ill will for Porsha, like some of the other ladies. That never came from me. I've always been a friend to Porsha, period. So you were blindsided by some of the comments that her and Phaedra, they saw you a liar. They have just been slandering her. Show me.
And let me say this, Phaedra, if you've been saying that about Drew, then girl, it's giving you are the mean girl that you say these ladies over there on Married to Medicine are. But I'll also say this, we already knew that. And you did too. You knew that you was a mean girl. You played that mean girl role too. Okay. You just don't like it when it's done to you. And now here you are teaming up with Porsha, trying to be a freak and a piece of a frack against Drew. And I don't know if I'm gonna like this.
Lies. Did I lie about my Achilles being ruptured? Did I lie about my father having Alzheimer's? Y'all have been there. Did I lie about my divorce? What am I lying about? You know what I mean? Like, I've been honest about my weight issues.
Well, you didn't really come forward about the Ty situation. So we was just trying to figure out, like, was you with Ty? Was you not with Ty? Was you texting Ty? Was you hunching Ty? Now, if you was hunching Ty, I kind of feel like it ain't really our business. But I mean, it was brought up. So I mean, like, what's the really? I mean, was y'all just good friends? Like, that was something that the people was not really sure about.
I mean, y'all have been here with me. Y'all, call me out. You know, I still don't understand the. So you said you felt like.
Okay, so it cut off right there. Drew said call her out. So I guess that's what they're doing, Drew. They're trying to call you out. But I'm not fully seeing where you're wrong in things. So we'll have to see how everything plays out on this upcoming season. All right. But all in all, I will say the episode was not bad. It was not a bad episode. I just had like those two minor things that I didn't really like. It looked like it was dark. Okay, and also the little, transitions, in between scenes and stuff. I ain't really like that. But y'all leave your thoughts and comments down below on everything we just talked about. Do you feel like Porsha has a right to be upset? Do you feel like she doesn't have a right to be upset? Do you feel like Porsha took that lady man? Or do you feel like she did not take that lady man? Let me know your thoughts. Do you feel like Drew is a liar? What y'all got to say about everything? Leave it down below. I'm Jami, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. And y'all know I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.
Yeah, tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a praxis. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Aegis. Game time, I invaded gym. High elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over. I'm Invader Zim, on a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film.